I'm going to be showing you how I have been enjoying ever since the installation of my 8 kilowatt solar power generator. I have been enjoying 247 electricity, and I'm going to show you how I have made this possible with all these updates. And also, if you're skeptical about going solar, these are the evidences that I decided to put in online so you all can see that it actually works and that you can have 247 electricity without dependency on the national grid. It is absolutely possible. I live in a country or on a continent where national grid is not stable, not at all, not reliable. But if you live in a country where the national grid is very reliable, very stable, one other advantage of going solar is that it can help reduce your electricity bills by a significant margin. So the only thing is just the initial cost. After that, you're good to go. So let's see what we have today. We have been able to generate today 27.02 kilowatt hour from our solar panels. And then let's go quickly to data so I do not keep you all here waiting for too long. So I'll be going back 1 week, which will be going back till the 14th of March. So today is the 21st of March. So, and one thing I'll be doing is that on the SOC plot at the bottom of the screen, I'll be flipping to the previous day, and also on the power sources graph at the top of the screen, I'll also be flipping corresponding days so we can compare and see where the majority of our charging voltage is coming from. So let's begin. This is the 20th on the SOC, and this is the corresponding day on the source plot. Now, there's another funny thing happened this week that I also want to bring to your attention. And if you look down here at the SOC, you'll see that the BMS at about 7:45 in the morning, it cut off and then came back around 8:35. Yeah, or a little above, let's say. It usually comes back after it is charged above 5%. So that's 8:40, a little around 1 hour to be precise, where we had power outage. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why that happened. Yeah. Now, on the previous day, we had full charge, 100% charge. If I go back the previous day, I think we had full charge. We had full charge on that day, which is on this day, we had 100%. Let's go back again to the previous day. Now, the question is, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Now, in order to understand why this happened, let's go up here. Yeah. If you go up there, you'll see that there are three places on this plot on the up graph, on the graph on top, which shows the power usage. There are 3 points there where the power spiked in the middle of the night. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 places. Yeah, and it spiked to about 2.5 kilowatt power usage for a long period of time, and that is from operating our air conditioner. Yeah, so the air conditioner was operated for extended period of time, and it was operated a lot more often than it usually was, or the usual plan is, as we are managing. Because remember, we needed 2 batteries, but we could only afford 1. Yeah, 2 batteries will give us 40 kilowatt hour, but we could only afford 1, so we're using 20 kilowatt hour. So instead of having battery backup for 24 hours, we only have battery backup for 12 hours. Yeah. So what does that mean? That means that we have to manage our power usage. But in this case, 3 times in the night, we switched on the AC for a prolonged period of time. And if we go back one day now, before these 3 days, you see that we also use the 2 additional days. Yeah. So what does this tell us? This tells us that This particular day, we used the AC for the air conditioner for extended period of time for longer, more often. So extended period of time, and the frequency was a lot more often than usual. Yeah. So that was why we had this battery drainage. Yeah. Here, that it went to zero for about roughly an hour before it kicked back in after it has charged above 5% again. Yeah. So again, when you're on a budget, yeah, your battery management strategy has to be ironclad. Otherwise, you'll be draining your battery to zero. And it is not good to be draining battery to zero. Well, not often. Yeah. So what the strategy now that we have changed the strategy now that we should be owning the air conditioner no more than 3 times and not for extended period of time. So the frequency of switching on the AC on battery power will be maximum 3 times, yeah, and then not for an extended period of time. So we just switch on the AC, drop the temperature of the room, yeah, and then when it is at normal temperature, we switch it off and then we use the fans. And then when it rises up again, we switch it back on, yeah, but no more than 3 times in a night. And this will give us an opportunity to be able to manage our battery usage so that we don't drain the battery down to zero. Yeah, very soon in the next few weeks or months, I'm going to get another battery and I'm going to be updating you guys about that performance. Yeah, and then we're going to be comparing with our design calculation and see if everything tallies. So far, everything is matching the design calculation exactly. Yeah. So again, I'm just trying to emphasize the importance of design calculation because design calculation helps you to understand how your system is going to perform. Yeah. And then with just a little tweak here and there, you get optimal performance and be able to go completely off grid and not dependent on the national grid. Yeah. So that is what all these updates is about, is to make you understand that you can also get solar power generators on a budget. Yeah. But it then boils down to how you manage your usage, your electricity usage, how you manage your loads. Your loads have to be managed when you're on a budget. Yeah. So let's continue without wasting too much time. So this is the 20th of the 3rd. Let's go to the 19th of the 3rd, and up here we'll go also to the 19th of the 3rd, so that we'll have corresponding graphs. Yeah. So here we had very good sun. We had a full SOC. Let's go to the 18th. And then the 17th. And then the 16th. And then the 15th. And then the 14th. One thing that I noticed is if you look at the graph now, you see the blue lines on the ones on top. We have a total grid power. So we had some grid on the 14th. Yeah, on the 14th of March, we had some grid, and I think that was the last day we had grid power on that in that week. Because if I go back again, I'm just going to be flipping just the one on top. Yeah, if you see here, absolutely no grid, and we had power. Absolutely no grid, and we had power. Again, absolutely no grid and power. 17th, no grid, power. 18th, zero grid. 19th, zero grid. 20th, zero grid. And 21st, which is today, zero grid. So for one whole week, there was absolutely no grid power. And our our 8 kilowatt solar generator is still performing optimally. This just goes to show you that our design for a complete off-grid system, our solar design for a complete off-grid system. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this, the update for week 7. And I hope you have learned something new today. And if you're still deciding whether or not to go solar, I believe these are evidences enough. But if you're still not convinced, stay tuned as the week keeps going by. I will keep giving you update of the performance of my 8 kilowatt solar power generator. And thank you very much.